Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into the story of a hero who's trying with everything he has to outrun his own epic destiny. But you know how it goes. The harder you run, the faster fate seems to catch up. So, this is Senziri Nightbane. And look, he comes from this insanely legendary family. We're talking heroes, warriors, kings, the whole nine yards. And his one goal in life? Just to be normal. He wants a quiet, tragedy-free existence. He's seen the epic sagas his parents and grandparents went through, and he wants absolutely no part of it.
But of course, the universe has a wicked sense of humor, and it has some very, very different plans for Senziri, and trust me, those plans are as hilarious as they are completely inescapable.
Okay, so to really get what Senziri's up against, you have to understand his family. Because this isn't just some random teenager. Oh no, he's the son of the Dreamweaver and the Flame Knight. And his younger siblings? Well, let's just say calling them overachievers would be the understatement of the century.
Right, so you've got Kirin, the warrior, Saito, the perceptive leader, Ariel, the kind healer. They're all out there, fighting nightmares, saving the world with these mind-blowing powers. And then there's Senziri, the eldest. And his power? Well, he's pretty sure it's just being amazing with a PlayStation controller. And honestly, he is totally cool with that.
So Senziri looks at the epic, often tragic love stories of his parents and grandparents, and he gets this, honestly, kind of brilliant idea. He thinks, okay, I'll just document everything they did on their heroic journeys, and then I'll do the exact opposite. Simple, right? And who helps him out with this master plan? You're not going to believe it. It's his grandfather, the, let's just say, impossibly powerful Nightmare King. He gives Senziri this crimson book, this tome, that lays out the 13 key moments, the 13 rules that define their destinies. The perfect cheat sheet. But there's a catch, of course. Only Senziri can read it. But this isn't just a friendly gift. There's some very scary fine print. His grandfather gives him this one critical warning. If you somehow manage to fulfill the very first rule, then the other 12, they become unavoidable. It all comes down to that first step. So armed with his perfect what not to do guide, Senziri starts his quest to dodge fate. He's feeling pretty good about it, totally prepared. He looks at the first rule and thinks, okay, this is almost laughably easy to avoid. No problem. All right, so let's look at this. Rule number 1. It's just so specific, right? Like, who accidentally runs into a rampaging rhino while wearing a bloodied cape, no less? This should be the easiest thing in the world to sidestep. And Senziri thinks so too. He breaks it down logically, and it's basically impossible. But here's the thing about fate in this world. It loves a good loophole. And puns. So what happens? He ends up fighting an armored tank, which apparently is close enough to a rhino for Destiny's purposes. He puts on this crimson cape his siblings gave him for courage. And then in this wild moment, he kicks the tank right off a cliff, which just so happens to be on a piece of land literally named Bloody Cape. And boom, just like that, in what should be his moment of triumph, it all clicks into place. He didn't avoid a single thing. He fulfilled the rule perfectly through this insane chain of cosmic coincidences. Rule 1, complete. Okay, so he's definitely shaken, but he's not giving up yet. He flips to the second rule. This one sounds like a total classic hero trope, right? The fated meeting with a mysterious girl from another land. He thinks, okay, I can see this one coming from a mile away. I can totally dodge this. So he meets this girl, Ciela. She just moved to the city. He's like, whew, okay, in the clear. But then she transfers to his school. And that's when the penny drops. The Tome's idea of a land not his own wasn't some other country. It was just a different school district. And just like that, thanks to another cosmic technicality, rule number 2 is in the books. So now things are really starting to escalate, right? The third rule, it seems like it's all about Ciela's feelings, which is something Senziri has absolutely no control over. But again, ever the optimist, he thinks he's found a way out. And this is where the Tome's wordplay gets just brilliant. Senziri's logic is, hey, she's seen my face, so the rule is broken. But he's missing one tiny, crucial detail. She's seen the face of Senziri, the regular high school kid. What she hasn't seen is the face of the mysterious, bloody-caped guy who took down that tank. As far as she's concerned, they are two completely different people. And you can just see his relief turn to horror. She's fallen for the hero, but she doesn't know his full identity. That heroic side he's trying so hard to keep buried. She loves the part of him whose face she's never actually seen. And bam, that's 3 rules down. In one day. What a disaster. All right, moving on to rule number 4. This one sounds super epic. Restore peace to 2 families feuding for ages. Sanziri's pretty sure his family doesn't have any ancient enemies lying around. Or so he thinks. And yeah, the Tome is just messing with him at this point. This epic feud that's been going on for ages, it wasn't about land or honor or any of that. It was about a Soul Calibur 2 match from like 2012, where Sanziri's dad cheated by unplugging the other guy's controller. So the rival's daughter, Concordia, challenges Sanziri to a cheat-proof virtual duel to restore her family's honor. He loses, they shake hands, and the feud is officially over.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up. The big, destiny-fulfilling act of peacemaking was settling a grudge over a video game. 4 rules down, 4 spectacular, accidental successes.
So at this point, you gotta be asking, why is this happening? How is destiny so literal, so weirdly specific, and so inescapable? Well, it's not just bad luck. It actually comes down to the core metaphysics of this world, how reality itself works. See, in Sanziri's world, perception is reality. Literally. These super powerful beings from the dream world, they show up here in forms our human minds can actually process. So that tank Sanziri fought, a powerful dream knight would have seen it as its true form, something completely different. And that shadow that's always covering his grandpa's face, that's not a shadow. It's his power, his immense, overwhelming power, physically suppressing itself so people can even look at him. And speaking of power, Sanziri is anything but ordinary, even if he doesn't know it. Turns out, all those years he spent mastering video games, they weren't just games. They were highly advanced combat simulations. And the final boss he could never quite beat, yeah, that was a simulation of his grandfather, who, by the way, has to use 7 different limiters just to contain his power. And Sanziri fought him to a draw when he was only using 2. He's been training against a literal god-tier opponent his whole life and had no idea. So when you get right down to it, what's really sealing his fate? It's not the Tome, it's not his grandpa, it's him. It's his own personality. That deep down need he has to protect people, to do the right thing, to jump in when he sees someone in trouble. That is the engine that's pushing him right down the heroic path he's trying to avoid. In a way, his own character is his destiny. So think about it. 4 rules down in just a couple of days, each one yanking him deeper and deeper into the family business. If his grandpa was right and fulfilling that first rule really does lock in the other 12, and things are already this insane, you just have to wonder, what in the world does fate have cooked up for him in rule number 5?